Yes, or am I joined?
Hey. Hey, hi.
Look at all this fancy music and stuff.
Wild. Fancy music, Star Fox.
And now I'm gonna have to abruptly stop the music. Oh wait, can I do a
fade it down?
Yeah, wait, hold on, I can. No, I cannot.
Oh no.
We're doing it live. All right, I was gonna stop sharing. Hey, there we go. And I would like to remove this person, my alter ego. Let's move him to backstage. There we go.
We don't need that guy.
We don't need that guy. Who the hell even is he?
Who is that guy?
It's me. If you're wondering why I have a Fox avatar, I made a very unfortunate beard trimming choice recently, and I don't want it recorded for posterity. Welcome. We did this. We were doing run-throughs, and I was like, Jake made a comment, go, "Oh man, you look awful" or something. It's whatever his usual mean thing is, and I was like, yeah, in the harsh daylight, it don't look any better. No wonder my wife hates me this week, and will until there's a considerable amount of growth left. So I saw the Fox avatar, a Star Fox 2024.
Star Fox. Let's do it.
And the facial expressions are actually pretty decent. This is, tongue out. This is me skeptical.
That is pretty accurate, too.
Right? But too. Yeah. You also can't wink either. Like, this is me winking one eye into the camera, and it goes. So apparently today we learned foxes can't blink.
Do your eyebrows, like, are you able to do the one eyebrow up thing and one eyebrow?
Yes.
Oh.
Super. So hold on. This is me super skeptical. Let's see if I can squint and raise an eyebrow at the same time. Pretty much. All right, very good. Enough with the shenanigans. We saw our boss hop in here for a second. We're like, no, we're doing the Fox thing today. We can't have him in here. He's got to wait until later to yell at us. Hi, Sean. My name is Danny Akoski. Welcome to another Trimarc webinar. We see we've upped our game just a little bit. And we'd like to welcome everybody here into ADCS Locksmith, the skeleton key to your Active Directory certificate services. And I nailed that acronym for once.
Hey, you did it. I'm proud.
Thank you very much. My name is Star Fox. Joining me, the main host of the show, Mr. Jake Hildreth. He is our service lead for Active Directory Security Assessment. By the way, that's the thing we do here at Trimarc. We do Active Directory Security Assessments. We do Microsoft Cloud Security Assessments, Entra ID. Whenever your endpoint fails and blue screens everything, hey, we could have had an assessment. Maybe we could have helped that. And then also we have a brand new product. Our product is called Trimarc Vision. It is a single pane of glass portal that will show you everything about your Active Directory findings. It's actually pretty cool. You can check it out, trimarcvision.com, or hit us up, contact us. You think, hey, I've always wanted an assessment from my Active Directory space. I just haven't found the right experts for it. You found at least one of them here. I wouldn't be doing it. That's not me. I do the Fox avatars, and that's pretty much where my expertise stops. Jake is the person that would do that. But listen, let's get into it. We're 4 minutes in. We got a lot of content to get to. Right. Jake, I'm going to let you take it away. I will be in the background. I will turn my silly video off. There is a Q&A in the chat, by the way. You, all attendees, you have the option to do Q&A. Line them up in there. Jake has graciously agreed to answer as he goes. Yes, you have. If you didn't, you did in my mind. So Jake will answer your as best he can. With that goes with the flow, and whatever we can't answer, we'll certainly answer at the end of the webcast. But without any further ado, take it away, Mr. Jake Hildreth.
Sure. Let me go ahead and share. Don't want that window sharing. And how's that? Is it working?
Oh, it looks awesome.
Fantastic. All right, cool. So as Star Fox really did a great job introducing me, I am Jake Hildreth. I am a senior security consultant at Trimarc, and I do lead the Active Directory security assessment. Started working with ADCS about a month after starting with Trimarc, because I mistakenly said, oh, I deployed a PKI recently. I bet I can build out a ADCS portion for our assessment. And yeah, now I know way too much about it and I don't like it. Yeah, so we're going to talk through. This is our agenda for today. We are just going to go with a super high level overview of what a PKI is, and then what ADCS is, and then we're going to touch on the most common issues that we see in our Active Directory security assessments surrounding ADCS. And then I'm going to quickly introduce what Locksmith is. If you're here, you've probably heard of it, but going to kind of run through it again and show how easy it is to install. And then lastly, we're going to do a little live demo. We're going to find 3 different issues, the 3 most common ones. We're going to fix them and show you also a couple of new features that that will be coming out, releasing the next version of Locksmith, not this weekend, the following weekend. So like August 3rd and 4th. So yeah, crossing my fingers that the demo gods agree that I'm allowed to show you these features. And yeah, let's kick it off. So first off, if you're here, you probably are aware of ADCS. I would hope you're not just showing up to random webcasts for some random guy with a random 4-letter acronym, but who knows? Public key infrastructure is basically a way to confirm the identity and authenticity of the person that you are, or the data that you're communicating with, the person that you're communicating with, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to go super deep on this because we don't have weeks to talk, and I don't know that anybody super cares that much. But yeah, just this infrastructure built of like various elements, right? That kind of allow you to know that when you are talking to someone named Melon, that it truly is someone named Melon. Melon may be malicious, Melon may be a friend of yours, but when you're talking to Melon that is truly Melon, right? There's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving parts involved: hardware, software, policies, procedures, the way things are done, and each piece of that has its own kind of security issues around that. And we're going to dig into a few of those. We won't touch on hardware today. And this is more about software / policies, kind of where that crossover is, right? And important thing to know about PKI is you got to have 3 parties. You got to have the certificate authority, at least, that is trusted by all parties that are communicating with each other. And then you got to have, party M and party B communicating with each other. That's it. So what Active Directory adds to this, we'll touch on a little bit in a second. And also, I know normally when you're talking about encryption and public key infrastructure, you talk about Alice and Bob, but I'd rather talk about these 2. Benny and Melon. This is Benny. He is classic red teamer. Literally will sit and watch until I have a moment of weakness and then pounce and get out that door. He is not malicious at all, but he definitely knows how to play games and super stealthy. He will hide and I won't know where he is forever. Melon, on the other hand, this little dude, this guy, he just he does his thing. He doesn't care what he does, and sometimes gets himself in trouble and doesn't really realize, like, hey, claws are bad. So these are the 2 guys that I always think about when I'm thinking about PKI. So how do these 2 interact in an Active Directory certificate services environment? In a normal environment, Melon and Benny can both log into Active Directory. ADCS layers that certificate services on top of that. And we see this everywhere because it is super easy to install. You can go into Server Manager, add new role, click next a couple times, and you are done. And since it's set up, you've got a PKI that's certificate services, Everything's secure, right? We never need to touch or modify it again. What are we doing this webcast for? We'll get into that. It relies on AD, and I don't know if you know this, but Active Directory is kind of complex, might be a little difficult to configure. So you kind of combine this really complex thing over here and this really complex thing over here, and you are left with this. It's a mess. The thing that you are relying on for trust is also the thing that you're relying on for identity, which is also the thing that you're relying on for, like, it all kind of combines into this big congealed mess, right? And so if you can take control of Active Directory, you can take control of the certificate services. And if you take control of certificate services, you could take control of Active Directory. It's at the point where they're just basically considered the same service, right? Another thing I wanted to touch on back here is that in that easy to deploy and easy to use portion, certificate service is super easy to use, and you don't get any real security guidance. Like, for example, that next deploy I told you about, at no point does it tell you this is an insecure single tier infrastructure. You have to go to learn.microsoft.com where it says that plainly. If you set up a template with an ESC1, ESC4, etc., any of these vulnerabilities that we're going to talk about later, yeah, you get no guidance that what you just set up was insecure, except for occasionally a little pop-up that says, this may be an insecure configuration. So we see stuff in ADCS issues in almost every environment that we assess. So what are those issues specifically? Number one, we literally do not even check for this one because it is in every environment. We say, these are the settings you should have done. Microsoft does not enable auditing by default. At a time when no one is using certificate services, maybe this made sense. But nowadays, I mean, auditing needs to be enabled. It is considered advanced auditing. So if you have not enabled advanced auditing in your environment, you need to do that first before you can actually start gathering data. It needs to be enabled on every CA individually. There is no GPO that deploys that enables auditing for ADCS. Thankfully, it's pretty easily scriptable, and Locksmith will actually help you with that. And lastly, depending on how your environment is set up, it can be really noisy and may actually, kind of cause some alert fatigue. So you may want to, adjust what you're actually, or, the settings a little bit to make sure that you're getting the things that are actually useful for you. Next one up is pretty standard. I mean, we see it in every type of attack almost. It seems like it's ACL abuse. It's, access control abuse. It gets the name ESC4. And this specifically is access control abuse on templates. There are a lot of different pieces in ADCS. Templates are the one that are the most forward-facing, and so they also tend to be the ones that get misconfigured more often. So if an attacker can take control of a user that has any of those four first, we call them dangerous rights, right? Right property, right DACL, right owner, full control. They're all right DACL, right owner, and full control can generally be considered equivalent. Not exactly, but generally considered equivalent. Right property may, depending on what property is being set, may be dangerous. And depending on the specific property set, that may include some of those right property, right DACL, right owner, etc., depending on the property set. So the reason this is an issue is because if you can modify a template you can now turn it into any other type of template, including the granddaddy of them all, the ESC1. This we thankfully have not been seeing as many of over the last probably year. It's like things are tailing off. It seems like people are able to recognize this one pretty well. But what it basically means is when a template is configured in an ESC1 configuration, the user can request that certificate in the name of anybody else in the environment. So you say, hey, Danny, I want to be a domain admin. Can I get a certificate to be a domain admin? And Danny, being the beautiful star fox that he is, says, of course, Jake, you can be a domain admin.
I would never let you be a domain admin. Crazy. That's just all out lies. Don't lie to the people. Crazy talk.
But yes, I get the certificate. Now I can be a domain admin and log in as a domain admin using the certificate. Weird thing is, suppose, these weird activities are happening. Why is our domain admin doing all these weird things? Let's reset the password. Boom, reset the password. Guess what's still alive? That certificate. It's alive until that certificate lifetime expires. So yeah, may add that if you ever are resetting passwords for a user that you've got some suspicious activity on, make sure to revoke any certificates associated with them too. All right, so those are the most common ones. I literally, like any ADCS environment that we assess, we're going to see at least an ESC4. All right, now some less common issues. I'm just going to kind of blow through these. So ESC2 is basically that a user can request a certificate that allows them to create their own subordinate CA. So that means they can issue their own certificates and create, do things like encryption and HTTPS certificates and that sort of thing. I don't really generally want an attacker doing that, so eliminate those ESC2s. And then ESC3 is actually a two-part thing. It's you can set up a template to say, I require an enrollment agent to enroll on my behalf. And then if you don't protect that enrollment agent and anybody can enroll in it, then they can become the enrollment agent, and then they can enroll on that other person's behalf. It's a convoluted path. We regularly see the part one, or not regularly, very occasionally see part one, and very rarely it seems like part two. So next up, I talked about how there are a lot of different objects going into ADCS. These are the ones on the left are important. We've got NT auth certificates. So this is basically a single object that contains a list of CAs, or at least their thumbprints, that are allowed to be used for authentication in that environment. If you can modify that and add your own CA to the list, you can now take that ESC2 attack and convert it into, I now have my own full-powered CA that can be used for anything, basically. You can also modify the CA objects themselves to enable or disable templates that are available to be used and requested. And then the last group here, AIA, CDP, KRA, and OID. AIA is actually like intermediate certificate authorities. We're not super concerned with those at the moment. Digging a little bit into there. CDP tells you where certificate revocation lists are published. KRAs are key recovery agent certificates. This to me is rife for abuse. Haven't had the time at all to dig into that yet. And then the OID objects are used to just define application policies, insurance policies, or I'm sorry, issuance policies. That makes more sense, not insurance policies. And then if you create any custom templates, they live in there too. Okay, and the last set that we run across, we're not going to talk about auditing because we already mentioned that. That's super, super popular. There's also a couple other ones, ESC6 and ESC8. ESC6 is basically if you said, hey, bro, I know you like ESC1 attacks. Why don't we just make all of your templates into ESC1 attacks? Cool. ESC8 is actually a little different, not template based at all. And it is about doing an NTLM relay to an ADCS endpoint, which then allows you to request a ticket on behalf of whatever entity you just relayed. And so, yeah, all of that was really complex. Anybody that's on here probably knows or has been listed or, is aware of the certified pre-owned white paper that came out from Spectre Ops in 2021, kind of kicked off the whole certificate abuse thing. I read that and it was a lot. And then they released Certify and I was like, this is cool, but also I got to build this myself. And then PSPK audit came out and I was like, oh, I got to get this other thing and then I got to do this other thing. Is there an easier way? And so I decided to do my own thing. And I found that like writing code helps me learn more about the thing that I'm writing for or, learning about. So yeah, that ended up with Locksmith. Was released almost 2 years ago now at this point at Wild West Hack and Fest 2022. Yep. And yeah, it's open source. You can get it on GitHub. It is a PowerShell module. It's available from the PowerShell gallery as well. So just install module Locksmith and you got it. It does find that auditing issue that we talked about and ESC 1 through 6 and number 8. There's also a 7 and there's a 9 through a 13 now. We're focusing on these ones for now until we get the the interaction and stuff exactly the way that I wanted. So the thing that differentiates it from the other tools that I mentioned is that it provides fixes for you. And actually, if you let it, can automatically fix stuff for you. I don't do that myself. I don't know about you, but I don't trust automatic stuff in general like that. But yeah, you get fixes that you can see that are just code. So why don't we, I can show you just kind of what a video of what it looks like to run. Let's see if it'll run itself. There.
Oh, you scared of the demo gods? Is that why I'm doing a video?
No. This is from an earlier. No, we're getting live. We're gonna go live, buddy, when we actually do it.
Yeah,
this is just kind of This was released in 20, or this is the 2024 .3 release, so March of this year. So it doesn't even have all the new features that I'll be demoing. But yeah, this is, I mean, install module Locksmith, right? How hard could that be? Pretty simple. So it just reached out to the PowerShell gallery, pulled it down. Now we're going to go ahead and see. Get module. It's not installed. We're going to go ahead and import it. Again, in modern versions of PowerShell, you don't need to do the separate import, but I like to do it for myself as kind of just a path, right? Like this is, I know that I have done this intentionally. And now we will do get module again. It'll show you all the modules that were installed along with Locksmith. Those other ones are just built-in PowerShell modules, but they are required for Locksmith, so clarify that they do exist there. This is me just running, reloading the test lab with, well, you'll see. There's a lot of issues in this lab. So that's it. You're done. You now have a list of issues. Auditing is disabled. We got an ESC4. We got an ESC5. We got an ESC6, right? Cool. What does that mean? Well, do you want to know how to fix it? Because we can fix it. Mode 1 shows you same issues, just including the fix along with them. There you go. Copy and paste that fix code there. And I think I'm showing, yeah, just showing exactly what the issue is, what object it's a problem with. So we're going to go ahead and copy that and paste this, and you're going to see this. What I'm showing you right now is actually has been resolved in this version of removing spaces and stuff. This whole one-liner business is a problem for two reasons. Number one, it's ugly. Number two, it does not paste well. Oh, and number three, it's just hard to follow along with. So I guess 3 issues. All right, so here we go. We've got, we just ran a cert util command that reset the ESC6 issue. ESC6 no longer shows up on the list of issues. Answering Quincy's question, do you require a high privileged account to run Locksmith? No, you do not. However, in this, with the default modes, no, you do not. This is all information that is visible through just a normal user account. In mode 4, what I'm showing you here, mode 4 is the auto fix version. So depending on the specific issue that's identified, you may need some privileges at that point. If you are not running as an AD admin, I am in this test environment, and I will in the live demo, but in this, if you are not running as an AD admin and it's something that would require privilege, then it will tell you, hey, you may need to escalate in order to run this. So yeah, again, there's the command. It actually tells you what it's going to run, and then give you an operational impact. So that way, you know, if it's going to actually cause damage, you can take a moment there. The text actually changes to red, and will, if you're not red-green colorblind like me, that should probably stand out to you. So we are going to go ahead and continue with that. And we're going to continue with that one. Boom. You're pretty much done. And then, yes, there's a small subset of issues that we have still chosen to not remediate automatically. Because they could cause operational or are most likely to cause operational impact. Fixes typically be run with no discernible possible. Yes, Chris, there is so Chris asks, can the fixes typically be run with no discernible production impact, or is it plausible for, and Danny hid it from me. Wait, oh, it's over on the answer tab. Or is it plausible for something running in production environments that requires the misconfig or may break once fixed? Yes, there is a chance that there is operational impact with any of this. Obviously, like you are messing around with, you know, permissions and who can request templates and that sort of thing. It's possible. However, that's why I'm adding the red text to let you know, like, this could cause operational impact. So, yeah, that's that. Let's go ahead and do this live now. Okay, there we are. Let's find it. Let's fix it. All right, so we're going to start with auditing, right? As we mentioned before, not enabled by default. Why would you do this to people, Microsoft? This is what it looks like to fix. And of course, are you able to see the testing window?
Yeah, it looks good.
Woo! All right. Okay. And we've imported our module already. So let's go ahead and do an invoke Locksmith. And as mentioned, we'll do a mode 1. So that way we get the fixes. Notice version 2024.8. And already we've come across one of the new features. So going back to your question, Chris, ESC 4s could cause issues with operations. So, for example, would you want to remove your PKI admins permissions on templates? No, you don't want to do that. They have to have those permissions to do their job, right? So now when an ESC4 issue is experienced, Locksmith will ask you. And in this case, let's see. Domain users has generic all rights on this template. Do they administer or maintain the template? No, they do not. Cool. Does domain users need to enroll or auto-enroll in this template? We'll do, you know what? I'm unsure. Let's just do 5. And another ESE issue was detected. PKI admin has generic all rights on this template. Do they administer that? Yeah, it sounds like a PKI admin probably needs those rights. So we say yes. All right, much like before, we see our output saying what the issues are and what the fix for said issue is. And if you notice, now the issues are easier to read. I'm not sure how to do syntax highlighting in attributes yet. It'd be really cool. I don't know if it's possible, but I would like to do that. But anyway, with those ESC4 issues, this will actually, it's removing all the old stuff and then adding back in an enroll rule and an auto enroll rule. Because we told Locksmith that we were unsure what domain users actually needed to do. Additionally, since we answered that PKI admin was supposed to administer this template, the issue is there is no issue. PKI admin has generic all, but this is expected. No remediation required. So I told you I was going to reset, fix auditing, right? So let's do that. Where's our auditing one? There it is. Auditing not fully enabled. We simply copy that, paste it. Of course I want to paste anyway. I always paste stuff without looking at it. All right. What that did is it just ran the command. Oh, I didn't do the whole thing. No, I did. Did I not? No, I did not. Did I not copy the whole thing? Ah, haha. Cert util. Oh, I did do it. Okay. Yeah, it's good. All right. So then we'll run invoke locksmith without the mode selector. So we can just see it without all the mess. And as you can see, we no longer have an auditing issue. It just goes right to the ESC1. All right. So, yep, auditing issues are now fixed. And I see there are 2 open questions. Let's see what we got here.
Better read them before I get rid of them.
Possible to hook up to a sim. Oh, buddy. Chris, come join us in the Locksmith team. We're always looking for contributors. Come on. We'll do this. But to answer your question about Minesweeper, yes, if you make one thing I did not point out when I was showing the demo is in mode 4, anything that can be automatically fixed also includes a revert line in a script that you can then either dig out and run individually, or you just run the entire script and it reverts all the changes that you made. I absolutely, coming from operations, I do not want to ever put something in an environment that you have no way of backing out. And that is the reason that we haven't done fully automated remediation for everything. Like, we really want to make sure that everything can be backed out before making it automatic. Okay. So next one we're going to talk about is what are we doing here? We're doing ESC4. Yes. Okay. So again, ESC4 means that somebody has access that they should not have. And as you can see here, we reminder, domain users has generic all on this. Why is this a problem? This is a problem because it means that any domain user could go in here for this ESC4, right? They've got domain users have full control, right? They could go in and make this one little change to supply and request. And now What we did there is we now added another ESC1. Now that template is now an ESC1 template, right? ESC4 you can convert into any other type of template if you modify it properly. We do not consider a critical issue at Trimarc, because if you are auditing and you're monitoring, you should be able to catch like, hey, why did this thing just get changed, right? That being said, if you see ESC4s, they're not light issues. You want to take care of those. All right, so let's go ahead and get those remediation snippets again. So we're going to run mode 1. Again, mode 1 shows you the issue and then the fix for it. Does domain users administer or maintain? No, they do not. Do they need to enroll? Neither. They do not need to enroll. Okay. PKI admin has generic all. Is this good? Yes, this is good. Okay, we got our results. So this is the one. It's going to remove basically all privileges from domain users. And it has a bad syntax because I messed something up. Oh, it's so long that because of the zoom in that it actually broke the line.
It wasn't so much as a demo fail as a demo god's paper cut.
Right? Yeah, it's not even a big deal.
That's what he wants you to think.
I know, right?
This is fine.
All right, so again, demo gods coming for me. We got that. All right, then we do this, and then we do this one. We set that ACL. All right, so now we run Locksmith again. And now we only have PKI admin having those generic all rights. They are supposed to administer that. So now all we are left with is this big mess of ESC1s. But guess what? You don't have to answer any questions for that. Anonymous attendee is PowerShell 5 only. It should be PowerShell 7 cross-compatible. But please, if you're having issues, reach out. I usually do most of my testing in PS7, but I also make sure that PS5 works. So there might be just some weirdness there. Please reach out. Yeah. All right. So we're just going to go ahead.
Where should they reach out?
Where should they reach out? GitHub is the best option. So we will do, if you want to drop the GitHub link in, we can do that. All right, so now we got a bunch of ESC1 issues. Well, guess what? ESC1 issues are ones that we can do automatically. So why don't we just go ahead and do mode 4, which is autofix. All right. Yes, we know that ESC4 or that PCAP needs this. All right, so now, as Chris mentioned, can you back it out? Yes, it's creating that PowerShell script right now. So we're going to wait a little bit. This portion is slow, but also I would rather it be slow and correct instead of fast and possibly broken when it comes to remediating stuff.
Well, while it's running slow, I'd like to remind all the attendees, since Zoom wasn't zooming for me, we have a newsletter. We got all kinds of stuff that we publish every month. Jake writes one particular part of it called Find It and Fix It. And if you like this stuff and you want to be notified of the things that we do, go to trimarcsecurity.com, right at the very tippy top of the page. We don't even make you look for it. Go ahead and sign up for our newsletter. That should have been a question on like the pre-reg. And I went in going, oops, the pre-reg wasn't there. This is like our second time using Zooms. Please bear with me.
Yeah, you're doing a wonderful job. You're much less angry than when we were working with GoTo. I mean, the other
Thank you. The webinar is awful. Don't ever use it.
Oh, man. All right, so here we go. You can actually see, ESC1 here. We want to enable manager approval on this. This is the most basic way to do this change. This should be red, but also I'm red-green colorblind, like I said, so I use a different color palette. But yeah, this may cause some problems, but we know it's good. So we're going to go ahead and do it. That one too. We don't want anybody to do ESC1s, right? Boom. They are resolved. If for whatever reason now something breaks, dig into that script that was created. You can see it is right. Invoke revert locksmith, right? We'll run it one more time in the quick mode, so that way we don't need to answer any questions. Boom. We still have that generic all. That is still going to get notified because technically, if PKI admin was compromised, it's still an ESC4 issue, right? This is where we get into talking about accepted risk. And that is an accepted risk. Your admins have to admin. They have to have rights, right? So there we go. And I think, yeah, this next one was just talking about ESC1. So we're done there. And that kind of wraps up everything. Active Directory is hard. We definitely can help. Like, even we love helping. We just want things to be better. Like, just reach out and you can find me anywhere. Like, I will bounce questions off. Oh no, Star Fox, what happened to you?
God, that was awful. It scared the crap out of even me. I saw myself and I was like, no. Now I know what my wife felt like when I shaved my beard. So I'm sorry to all 62 of our attendees that I had to say that. It's jarring.
I do have this link here. You can reach out to me. That QR code, I promise, is safe. Just goes to my link tree. But love to open up time for questions.
Ooh, look at Chris being a real bro right now. Do you want to mention Sean Metcalf and any websites he may or may not have for the benefit of attendees who may not know about Trimarc's rich history? Thank you, Chris. I was going to get to that, but I always appreciate the prodding. Yeah, we got a ton of stuff, and I'm going to drop some of the links are already in the chat, including the GitHub that we talked about. You can reach out to us there. You can either reach out to the Locksmith branch on the Trimarc GitHub or directly to what's your GitHub? Trimarc Jake?
Trimarc
something?
Jake. Yeah.
Trimarc Jake. And by the way, this is Jake's tool. Jake created this tool. Trimarc doesn't own this. He just brings it to us and like we get to talk about it.
I created it initially. I have a lot of support.
Yeah.
Like Spencer Alessi, Sam Ardy, like they are regularly submitting PRs and reviewing my work. Like it is a team effort. I've got Nathan Kelly and Herman Cadane. Like they are also now helping out. Like it's not just me. I am bouncing off ideas off of them all the time. So I don't want to let their contributions go unnoticed. And I also wanted to shout out Ray Vega, who's in the chat right now. The updated code for ESC4 remediations to re-add the enroll and auto enroll properties. That's all his baby. I just made it work. So thank you, Ray. So yeah,
yes, of course we want
love.
Yeah, and it's taken off like crazy. Like you'll hear about people that have are using it actively in their environments now, and it's like one of their go-to tools. But yeah, all that stuff is up on the GitHub. And of course, Sean is a legend with adsecurity.org. We're slowly re-updating it now. It still looks the same, but we're adding a lot of the new stuff up there because it's been the go-to for AD experts for years and years and years now. I've also put in originally when we first started the webcast, hub.trimarcsecurity.com. That is where we have all of our blogs, copies of our videos, talks, PowerPoint presentations, and the YouTube. We also got the YouTube. The YouTube at Trimarc Security. I feel like there's something happening this weekend.
Oh, what is that?
What is happening? We're doing our first conference.
Whoa!
TriCon is this weekend. And as a matter of fact, I will go and do that link. Talk about while I'm talking. Yeah, Trimarc. We decided, there was that rush of remote conferences for a long time, and then kind of slow down for a little bit. And listen, like people kind of still don't want to travel a whole lot, and we're like, well, let's just do a thing. We won't make people go anywhere, and we'll just do it remotely. So we decided to solicit for talks dealing not just with Active Directory security, as it ended up being, all the ones that we got. But we have an entire list of speakers. It's up on trimarcsecurity.com/tricon. I'll put that link in the chat after I'm done talking, because I have a mechanical keyboard and it's not exactly inconspicuous over audio. So that kicks off. We were, again, Danny's fault. We had so many really good talks that the closing keynote is going to be at like 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. And it took me taking a long walk going, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm not doing that. So unfortunately for West Coast people and anybody in a time zone that's not conducive to East Coast time, we do kick off at 9 a.m. on Sunday. You can register for that, like I said, at trimarcsecurity.com/tricon. We're also going to be live streaming it to YouTube and Twitch, as long as Zoom's the way it's supposed to Zoom. And yeah, the whole speaker that we have of really great speakers. And then also you can join our Discord, because Dev at Bad Code is going to be doing a Trimarc challenge in the Discord. You'll be able to do the Q&A following the talks with all the speakers. Even one of the speakers who's doing like a pre-recorded one, Sapphire, I think her name is. I can never. It's either Saphir or Sapphire, but I really like Sapphire.
Saphir, but yeah.
Yeah, Saphir. Yeah, she'll be answering Q&A. I think she'll be available in that. But yeah, we're doing it all day long. Just talk after talk. Opening remarks by our boss, Sean Metcalf. Closing keynote by Dr. Catherine Ullman. You might know her as Investigator Chick. So yeah, that's what it's Sunday. It's all day Sunday. Hop in, hop out, however you deem necessary. We think it's going to be a good time. And I think I learned enough about the Zoom backstage stuff today with Jake that I think it's not going to be awful. We are going to start at 8 a.m., by the way. We're going to do like pre-banter. There'll probably be a lot of foxes and cows in the avatars on that one too. So like we don't enjoy, have people just look at silence while they're waiting for a webcast to start. So we're going to do like some pre-show stuff. We're going to talk about AD. We're going to talk about AD security. I think we also have like a red teamy focused talk as well. So it's not just all like defense and configure. Yeah, got a couple of those. We got a bunch of first time speakers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these sessions are 20 minutes, others are 45. So a little something for everybody. Yeah, we hope everybody joins.
And I just want to let everybody know that if you want to play with those features that you saw today, that you can actually go to the Locksmith repo and just use the testing branch. Everything that I showed you today is in testing right now. So we got a weird way of deploying, because I never read how to do regular stuff. I just learned. So
Zoom is so fickle. It won't let me do a thing. Anyway, I was trying to do a link, and it was like, you need the www, and I was like, I don't think that I do. Let's see, what else do we have? Chris, will Tricon be recorded, uploaded somewhere? Busy Sundays. Yes, Chris, they will be. Every talk that we're having, when we made sure with all the presenters that it was cool, they're going to be recorded. We'll post them up to our YouTube. That link is in the chat. I will promise that it will be within the week. I'm going to try to do it very quickly. I'm going to try to make my Monday about uploading everything. It should be pretty easy. So I'm going to try to make that. But yes, it will be recorded if you're going to miss it. Not a big deal at all. Rob, where would the Discord link be found? Danny, I can do that and find it while we are doing this. The Discord link is actually, if you register, you're going to get a reminder email probably tomorrow or Saturday, and that has the Discord. However, I run that thing, so I can post a Discord join link right now. Like, we like registrations. We like registrations when people register, because we like to know how many people might be coming, like their interest. Yeah. There are some registration questions that we like to address during the event. Makes it more interesting. But if you just want to join the Discord, that's cool too. Invite people and copy, and hey, there's a Discord link. Go ahead and join that. There's going to be a Trimarc category that has that's going to have the CTF challenge thing, and also Q&A and things like that. Oh, look, whoa, 3 people. Whoa, look at all. They jumped on it.
We oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, what did we do?
Oh boy. Like you can hear even Brandon's like, what the hell's going on? Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, folks. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh man, I might actually might show my real face. Thank you so much. That made me so happy. Oh yeah, blink, 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 blink.
Be prepared for my random opinions on smoked salmon.
Yeah.
9
And
o'clock
by the
night.
way, while you are joining the Discord, this isn't the only thing that we use it for. We do have our happy hours that have been on hiatus for summertime, but we're going to be bringing those back. So that's where you could also watch those in the Discord, and we do it live on Twitch and things like that. And also, we've by accident almost have put a pretty good community in there so far. We're not like a Black Hills or anything like that. Like we don't really promote it all that much, but the people who are in there, like there's just like some really good conversations. So yay, new friends. That's awesome. Okay, very good. What, like for Brandon's like dad who let them all in. All right. Other than that, cool. Well, thank you everybody. Man, we still got like 50 people here. That's crazy.
Wow.
So thank you again. You can follow Jake on Mastodon. He is still kind of on Twitter at dot horse.
For long.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, he's out there lurking. Look, it is coming in now that like
I can see it.
It happens pretty quickly. I am, for all intents and purposes, very manly. So that's cool. And we're gonna do try guys. Whoever put that laughing emoji in there, how dare you? You people are mean. TriCon this weekend. Come out in the Discord and hang out. All of our stuff, all of our resources, like that's why we do this stuff. And hey, want some assessments? We got that too, because we also got to pay bills. But until then, we will see you all in a couple of days. It's going to be a really great day, and interested in hearing from all of you. Let me see if there's any more. The folks at Ray, thank you. The folks at Trimarc are awesome. I learned a lot through y'all. Thanks for a shout out, Jake. Cool. Course, very good. So Chris, Rob, anonymous, whoever you were, everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Jake's thing, this webcast will also be like put up on the YouTube. Give me a few days to do it, but just subscribe to our YouTube because stuff gets put up there all the time. Yep. Cool. So for myself, Jake, and the entire team here at Trimarc, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us. Now, how do I get the hell out of here? End webinar for all. All right. Goodbye.